Hi, everyone, and thanks for making time for us today. On behalf of everyone at Dyn 365 Pros and ClickDimensions, welcome to today's webinar, 5 departments that can benefit from campaign automation. Before I introduce my co-presenter, allow me to introduce myself and my firm. I'm Mark Abus, VP of Sales of Dyn 365 Pros. We're a Microsoft Dynamics partner. We focus exclusively on helping clients support business process primarily around acquiring and maintaining healthy, profitable customer relationships. A little bit of housekeeping, all the attendee microphones have been muted to eliminate background noise. However, we definitely want your feedback. We encourage you to contribute questions and comments. Go ahead and use that questions pane you see in your GoToWebinar dashboard to contribute, and we'll get to your questions during the Q&A session at the end of the presentation. There are a couple of handouts for you, a data sheet from Dyn 365 Pros, as well as one from ClickDimensions. You'll also receive a follow-up email tomorrow with a link to today's recording that you can rewatch or share. I'm going to launch a poll in just a few seconds here. It shouldn't take much time. Please do respond. Want to get an idea of if you're using campaign automation now. We'll give you 30 seconds to answer, and then we'll look at the results. Okay, the poll is closed. 60 out of 100% response rate. That's awesome. So 33% of you do use campaign automation but are looking for some fresh ideas. 67% don't use it, but they are interested. Great. All right. Let's, well, that's 90%. I guess I should need to check my calculator. Anyway, no, that's 100. All right. Well, be that as it may, it is now my privilege to introduce our presenter, Tracy Winter of ClickDimensions. Tracy will take it from here. Just give me a brief moment to make Tracy our presenter.
Perfect. Thank you, Mark. All right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mark, so much. And thank you, everyone, for joining the webinar today. So quick high-level agenda, introduction of ClickDimensions, who we are. I'll go through what is campaign automation. I know a lot of you are currently using it. That's great. Those of you that aren't, we can kind of go over just the high level, benefits of campaign automation, ways to nurture, and then some best practices. We'll go over this piece pretty fairly quickly, just kind of go over the high level and get a good understanding of it. And then we'll spend a lot of time in the 5 departments that can benefit from campaign automation, give you a little bit other options to use than the norm. We'll actually go through the demo before some final thoughts, and then a quick Q&A. I think we'll have plenty of time to go through a lot of questions. So as Mark said, feel free to enter in your questions throughout the presentation. All right, so for those of you who don't know, ClickDimensions is a marketing platform that was built in Microsoft Dynamics 365, or Microsoft CRM for those of you on older versions. Our solution enables customers or companies to create sophisticated multi-channel communication campaigns to engage contacts with a consistent message with accessible content, all within CRM. Campaign automation, also known as nurture marketing or drip marketing, involves sending a series of relevant and timely communications to prospects or customers over a period of time. These automated campaigns respond to recipients' actions, creating a more personalized experience. For example, if a customer that you're nurturing in a campaign automation does not click on a certain link in an email, doesn't open it, isn't interacting with it, you might want to send them a follow-up email. On the other hand, if they are clicking on a specific link or several links, you might want to send them a different email or even notify a salesperson to call them individually. While the specifics of a campaign automation may vary based on the type of campaign, for example, a lead nurturing campaign can help you close deals, while a customer retention campaign can help you keep them, they all bring tremendous benefits to the organizations that run them. Automated nurture campaigns include decision points and actions based on how the recipient interacts with your message, allowing for a highly customized experience. By tailoring your campaign automations to a specific audience and sending your messages at the right time, a nurture program can deliver the following benefits. I'll start on the top row. Build rapport with your audience. Make sure that you're not sending out random communications regardless of what they want to see. Educating your leads and customers. If they're interested in the solution or product, educate them on what they should know as they gather information. Increase trust in your brand. Sending specific information only on what they want to see, not everything each time. Overcome objections. Let them know ahead of time common objections and how you can solve them. Save time. No more manual activities or needing to track each communication and response individually. Increase lead to customer conversions. Following that top track will really ensure you are continually targeting accurately. Boost customer retention rates. Existing customers want to know they're still important even after they've purchased. We found a lot of statistics that show that a lot of the most sales and most cross-selling and everything is the ones that you've already sold to. Keep your organization top of mind. Sales cycles can be long and customers are doing research long before they're even ready to buy. Keep your company always top of mind when they're ready to buy. Any touch a company makes with an individual could be part of a nurture campaign. Your campaigns might include email, direct mail, social mail, SMS and text messaging, phone calls, or in-person contact. Remember that a nurture campaign should include information that leads or customers want or need. Don't just send a series of buy now emails that don't provide any value. Think about the type of content that you would help your prospects or customers based on where they are at in the buying cycle. As they proceed through a campaign automation, your recipients should be welcoming your emails, not wishing they should go away. The last thing a nurture program should do is drive prospects and customers away with annoying emails. So be sure to be mindful of content. Create campaign automations that contain information that will be of value to your leads and customers. Make sure the content in every nurturing email is extremely relevant to that audience. Timing. Schedule messages appropriately based on the type of campaign automation. For example, a campaign for sales-ready leads could have a shorter timeline than one for inactive leads that touches the prospect a few times a year. And then consistency. Nurture programs help to establish trust and credibility. Make sure that messages are consistent with and reinforce the company's brand. Best practices. Targeting and personalization. Use dynamic content and targeted messaging to make sure that they feel like you're taking the time to care about them and their situation. Engage in permission-based marketing. Make sure they feel like they have control over the communication they receive. It will put your company top of mind for respect and trust. Dive into data with more effective campaigns. You can see what they're interested in, when and how often, and use that to your advantage. All right, so jumping into the different departments. So five departments that can benefit from campaign automation. Marketing is likely the first department that comes to mind when you're thinking of campaign automation, but it's far from the only department that can benefit from it. Nurture programs can work at any level: prospects, leads, customers, internal communications, everything. Let's take a look at some of the ideas for campaign automation in departments throughout the organization. Sales departments today face a number of challenges that automated campaigns can help address. Lead nurturing campaigns with campaign automation can help sales teams focus on the hottest leads while still building pipeline. Throughout targeted messaging, automated campaigns can also help sales team overcome objections, often before they even get the prospects on the phone. And many salespeople are not only tasked with making sales, but also increasing the size of those deals through upselling and cross-selling. One type of campaign automation that can be used successfully by sales teams is cross-selling campaign. In our example here, a landscape equipment manufacturing company sales team is using campaign automation to cross-sell other golf landscaping equipment to customers who own one of the company's golf mowers. Since ClickDimensions is natively built inside of Dynamics 365, it was easy to build a marketing list of these customers or segmented list of any other prospects or customers to add individuals to that campaign. Using email interaction triggers throughout the campaign automation, sales reps can be notified when someone has expressed interest in learning more about a specific type of equipment. While pain points can vary greatly from one business to another, there are also common challenges that are shared by the same departments in different organizations. For marketing teams today, creating the personalized experiences that customers demand can be a significant challenge. Utilizing the information in Dynamics CRM can help with bringing that information into your content. At the same time, marketers are often tasked with doing more with less and stretching resources. Campaign automation is a great tool to automate a lot of your activities internally as well as externally. It also allows you to trigger activities based on how the contact is interacting. Marketing teams today must also contribute to pipeline and revenue generation. Drip campaigns, re-engagement campaigns, onboarding, these are all ways marketing can support sales with automation. One popular marketing campaign is a product launch. As we can see in our example here from consumer goods company that makes a full line of home cleaning products, several emails are sent as part of the campaign, and these are personalized within the ClickDimensions drag and drop email editor with information like their name, any other information that you might have in CRM, any information that you are targeting. The company uses email heat maps to determine which links in the email get the most click, helping them understand what interest consumers and allowing them to refine what gets featured in future email blasts. Campaign automation can help solve several issues that customer service and account management teams face. Ranking high on the list of challenges is engaging customers and preventing customer churn. Onboarding campaigns can get customers up and running. Engagement campaigns can ensure customer interaction. Customer service and account management professionals frequently face balancing, putting out fires and short-term issues and build long-term relationships. Drip campaigns can keep your products and services top of mind, and depending on a company's business model, these teams are also often called upon to generate renewal revenue and meet quotas. Reminder campaigns can send periodic messages leading up to the renewal. Cross-sell campaigns can drive customers from one product to another. A customer engagement or re-engagement campaign is one effective and popular use for campaign automation in a customer service or account management capacity. In this example, a sports team has created a fan engagement campaign that offers season ticket holders an opportunity to allow an exclusive fan experience with their favorite player. The team can easily create a form using ClickDimensions that allows these fans to select from a list of players. Once they have selected, a decision node within the campaign automation will send them down the path of their favorite player. Within that campaign automation series, individuals are added to marketing lists, sent emails, assigned an owner, and a Dynamics CRM workflow of actions is launched based on fan preferences. Whether they serve internal or external audiences or both, Training teams can be found in a variety of different organizations. Training departments of all kinds often are challenged by how to keep best learners engaged, particularly with today's generally shorter attention span. Drip campaigns can deliver training materials based on lessons in a timely basis. Improve the effectiveness of training so that those being trained on a product or service succeed in their efforts in another common pain point. Some use forms or surveys to test learners and launch automation activities based on the responses. Delivering consistent training from one group or trainer to the next can also be challenging. By sending all learners through the same campaign automation, content and messaging is consistent. Finally, attendance can be always frustrating task. Send invitation, reminder, and follow-up messages when someone registers for and attends an event to make sure it's never forgotten about. An onboarding campaign is a great way to utilize campaign automation for training purposes. In this example, an HR software company has created a campaign automation that includes their onboarding training webinars and, since it's only a few months away, an invitation to the company's annual conference. ClickDimensions integrations with Eventbrite, Cvent, GoToWebinar, and WebEx allow the company to bring event, registration, and attendee information automatically into CRM so they can easily track which customers are registering for and attending their events. The campaign automation also includes a helpful guide that customers can download and the landing page form for that guide to be easily created in ClickDimensions. As the business landscape continues to evolve, so do the challenges faced by human resources departments. Three challenges that endure across many industries for human resources professionals are recruiting skilled employees. Career forms on your website can be used to launch a campaign automation with application instructions or assign a candidate to an interview based on the criteria, making sure they're getting to the right department. Engaging and retaining current employees. Referrals and internal perception to external hires are extremely important. Use campaign automation to schedule and send satisfaction surveys to company announcements or hold holiday greetings to employees, communicating change as it occurs within their organization. Ensure the entire organization conceives consistent messaging using campaign automation. A campaign automation targeting employees can be an effective way to communicate change within the organization. Our example here shows how a company uses campaign automation to keep employees in the loop about the relocation of the company's headquarters. Through the email, they're able to communicate various milestones, use text messaging to remind employees to show up at the new location on the first day. Once the move is complete, they send a survey that can quickly and easily be built in ClickDimensions to determine employees' opinions on how effectively the change was communicated and how well the over process went. All right, let's see a demo. Okay, so this is Dynamics 365. First what I want to show you is maybe a couple of the campaign automations that we kind of went through in the different slides. So the first one that I wanted to show you is staffing, internal, a very simple campaign automation. I'm going to expand a little bit here. So with this automation, you can see here that we have our original marketing list or our list that we have. So all of our internal applicants, it could be internal employees, whatever it is. We have our wait timer. So on the right-hand side here, you can see all of our different triggers, actions, and timers that we have associated. So we're going to wait a few days, and we can send another email. So this one is actually sending out to all prospects that are interested in employment. So we're going to wait 10 days. We're going to send them an email, just some general information, how we can help, what the steps are, the different aspects of the applying process. And then we wait a couple of weeks, talk about salary guide. We're going to talk about the roles and everything. Waiting a few more days. Other opportunities. At this point, we've gone through just about a month. of communications, and now we might have some new opportunities. Based on these emails that we've sent, we have our triggers. So we send these original emails on a timing schedule, not necessarily a trigger base. So regardless if they're interacting with these emails, which are usually more one-on-one if there's any interaction, we're just going to send them every couple of weeks. But this last one is new opportunities. So now we want to have a triggered response. So based on this, what we're going to do is on this email, if they've clicked on this last email, we're actually going to notify a user, more than likely the HR staff, letting them know what it is. It could be that they're not interested and we remove them completely from the list. But if we're going to notify the HR staff or your human resources department, your staffing department, we can have them maybe have a task set up so that they can call the customer right away. So we can set up different task or phone call activities using ClickDimensions. And my mouse went crazy. There we go. We can have the different activities there. We could also maybe send them additional emails, assign users or ownership using workflow. There's a lot of different activities and capabilities that you can do based on how they're interacting with your communication. You can also have additional triggers. So if you're going to send out these emails, it could be submitting a form. Maybe within that last email with the additional opportunities, you had a form to fill out some information, and you can have additional automations based on how they respond to that form. So there's a lot of ways that you can use this both internally and externally with different staffing. You could even create an entire process for the internal team once someone has applied. Another option is the training that we had gone through in the demo. So with the training environment or with the training automation, you can see here we have the onboarding list. So these are our new employees. They're going to receive a welcome email, another welcome email, and then we can have additional forms submitted. So based on the information within these, we can send them additional webinars, we can send them information about the company, all of this just to make sure that they are completely up to date and everything with what's going on internally. Let them know that they're welcome, who they are, who everyone else is internally, and make sure that they understand everything. Now, what I would like to do is show you a campaign automation live. So I'm actually going to build out a new campaign automation as we go through. And I apologize, my mouse is kind of skipping a little bit here. So I'm just going to name it test. You can change the name as needed. You'll always want to assign a campaign to a campaign automation to a campaign. It helps to bring all of the different activities together. So if you're filling out, or if you're creating emails, you're creating forms, you are having events, you have those activities, those phone calls or tasks that you have set up. These are all things that you want to keep together within a specific campaign. Great way is to assign it to a campaign. It also allows you to bring in other CRM activities to bring everything all in one place. So I'm going to leave it blank since it's just a test. I'm going to open my builder. And here is our blank canvas. So a really easy campaign automation, or one that is very popular, is that onboarding or cross-sell, upsell campaign automation. So what we want to do is we want to have our original marketing list. So there's a few different options with your original list. The ones that we had shown you really in the deck or in the PowerPoint presentation, the other ones that I had shown you was the marketing list that you want to start with, or the just the list that you're starting. CRM gives you a lot of great capabilities with creating a list on many different segments or segmentation, criteria, everything with creating your list. Other options, though, are, or another really main option is your manual ad. This is great when you're doing anything with internal or I'm sorry, cross-sell, upsell. So your existing customer team, so your existing customers, as well as sales, new business sales. Because a lot of times what your sales team is doing is, or your customer team are doing is, as they're evaluating their customers in CRM, they're looking at their notes, they're going through previous purchase history, they might want to send an email right then. They realize that they haven't talked to them in a while and they want to reach out. This allows them to add them to a campaign automation directly from the contact record. Regardless if they fill this criteria, they can be added. Maybe this is a onboarding campaign automation. This customer is an old customer or never really got onboarded, and years down the line, they need to be onboarded now. They could be added at any time. So we have our triggers. This is what's going to trigger. Typically, it's send an email. So with both of these, we're going to send an email. The great thing with ClickDimensions, because of the native, is it's very easy to find any email that you've created and you want to bring in. So if I want to bring in the sports email template I've created, easy. It's already done, and it automatically fills in the information. So it's very easy to bring that information in, and you don't have to leave the tool in order to find it. To give you a little bit better idea of kind of the templates that you can build out and everything, I'll just show you, and actually I was going to bring this one in, but this is the email drag and drop editor, very easy to create, bringing in your different content, the different types of information that you want to bring in, your links, your images, everything. So very easy to create, very easy to bring in. This is a template I had created beforehand, so it might be the one that I wanted to add in here. Because I sent this email, now I'm going to want to have different tracks, different reasons for them to engage. So email interaction is the most popular engagement. So with the email interaction, all I have to do is select the email that I have created and decide if I want my trigger based on the email has been clicked or opened. Opened is kind of a trigger that doesn't have a lot of value. So when you're sending an email to all of your contacts, your prospects, and everything, it's great to know that it's delivered, and it's good to know that they've opened it. But to be honest, if it's in their inbox, it's going to show that it's opened. Even if they're not really looking at your email, if they just kind of go through their inbox, it's going to show that it's been opened. A lot of times, if you really want to have a dynamic and personalized automation, base it on clicks. Even if you just have a very basic link in the email, just something very broad to the website or anything to show that they're interacting with your email, base it on the email click. Then you can open up your email, and it's going to show you the different links that you have in here. You can select all, so you don't care what link they clicked. All you care is they've had an interaction. Or you can decide that with this track, I want to know that they went to our blog, in which at that point, then what we're going to do is we're going to send more information about our blog. So that was the interaction for the blog. Another option is, and you can have multiple email interactions. So now we use the blog for that first one, and that's the only one we really care about. So what we'll do is we'll go sports, an email click, and now everything else except the blog. And we'll go down this track, and we'll send another email. So you have options. Now, you don't have to do it immediately. You can have that delayed trigger. So you can have that wait or date timer if you'd prefer. So you might not necessarily want to instantly send them an email as soon as they've clicked on a link, especially if it's links they're clicking on, they're on your website. Maybe give them a little time to peruse the website before sending them another email. So we might want to wait, and you can do days, weeks, minutes, months, whatever you need to with your timer. So we want to wait a few days, and then we'll send that next email out. You have this red dot down here on your email interaction. This is your negative path. So you can see here that green means that they are interacting. Negative paths show that there's been no interaction. which means that based on no interaction with it, and you can have it on a timing based, on a date by, whatever it is. If they haven't had an interaction, maybe we want to send them a completely different email of different opportunities, different services, whatever it may be. So you have multiple options with that. As you can see here, as we're going down our interactions, we've added them to list. They're an existing customer. We're going to send them more information about our internal information. We're going to send them about our additional cross-sell, upsell opportunities. They're clicking on the links. They're interactive. They're very interactive. Soon what we'll want to do is notify. More than likely, you'll want to notify either the record owner, the user, whoever it is you want to notify. You can notify that person to let them know that they've been interacting. You might want to create that task activity for them to follow up directly, and make sure that we are notifying a different team. We have automatic responses. We have a lot of options within our actions that we can make sure that it's getting completely engaged on and interacted with. The nice thing is this is all automated. So you can build this out. You can clone your automation. So if you're doing multiple campaigns, you can create your campaign automation and then clone it. And then you can just adjust the activities that you've built, your templates, maybe the ownership, the workflows that you've built into it, whatever it is, you can adjust those things. Now, if your campaign automation here is getting a little messy, as you can see here, you can actually add these all to a series. So if you know you're going to have multiple activities based on one trigger, add it to a series. It'll keep your canvas cleaner. So then within here, you have all of your different actions. So we can have that same email. We can assign ownership. We can notify the user, create that task activity. You can build all of that in within your series. Gives you a little bit more of that cleaner look, even tells you how many activities you have in that series. So a lot of information and everything that you can do. Your participant tab at the top here is actually going to show you all of the participants that would be listed in your automation. So one I wanted to show you, and I thought I had it open ahead of time. Let me open this up. I actually want to show you that has already been run. It was just a demo that I had done, but I ran a few people through it internally here just to kind of play around with it so you can see some statistics. So here is my builder. You can see not a lot to it. Has my email, my one email with all of my different activities. It's actually that template that I'd shown you with brochure, a couple of products on there. And you can see that we had a few people go through it. I used a lot of series, so you can see that I had a few different series within each of these. My participant tab shows me just some random people that we put through it, myself, of course, quite a few times, but you can see everyone in here. If I click on my timeline, it'll actually show you the path I went down, and this is one of them that I didn't interact with, but you can see the path that I went down and highlighted. So this will show you each individual person if you want to look that specific. Another option is to look at the statistics tab, and this is actually just about out of beta now, so you won't see the little beta tab, but you can see here that we can show the number of people, and I'm going to make this a little bigger so it's easier to see. You can see the statistics tab where we can see the number of people that were added, where they went through, and how they're going through the automation. You can even look to that first email that we had in here, what the statistics were of this email. So 100% open and click for those that went through it, the one person. So the brochure, we can see that one person completed this, and with this, they another 100% click rate. So they went all the way through and completed. They filled out the form, they got their brochure, they got everything that they wanted, and we went through our entire activity process to make sure that they were followed up on. So we have all of this engaged. We have all of the statistics here within. You also have a lot of statistics within ClickDimensions to show each of the additional individual activities. So within ClickDimensions, those emails that you're sending out, you have even more statistics, not just your open and click rate, but with every email that you send out from ClickDimensions, whether it's that one email through campaign automation or it's your bulk emails, you have a lot of overall performance, your interaction and bounce rate. You can see what email clients they're using, mobility or mobile devices, what clients, the conversions of those. All of these statistics are going to be available to you for each of the emails and that are in each of your campaign automations. So that way you can see this information, including your click report, your recipients, your heat map to show where your emails are clicked that we talked about in the slides, and then social. So you can see all of this information and it's all available to you. These are all out-of-the-box reports that you'll get with ClickDimensions that can be customized based on the information. So if this was an email that you had used, this is just a newsletter, but this is your first email within your campaign automation, it's great. You have the specific criteria that you use to add them to the automation, but you might want to tailor that down a little bit more. So everyone that was added to your automation, maybe you only want to see the few in a specific geography. You could do additional criteria based on that. So that way you can create your additional reports on the activity based on, you know, that geography. So there's a lot of information that you can do within here. That campaign activity that I had mentioned at the beginning, you really want to assign everything to a campaign so you can really see everything together. This is just an ebook campaign that we had selected. You can see here a few of us use it as demos. So we have a lot of campaign automations just associated to it. Several web content. So we've got forms that we've associated to it, might have surveys, landing pages. These are all additional web activities that we've created that we've associated with the ebook. What this does is by adding these to this campaign, it allows us to see our web tracking associated to this campaign. So we can see who's visiting our website based on the activities of the campaign automations, the emails that were sent out based on this campaign, the forms that were filled out based on this campaign, and even the leads created. Allison works for us, as you can see here. This is why it's disqualified, but you can see even the leads that were created. So in one area, you can start bringing in your additional information. Those activities that we had added to our campaign, those tasks and phone call activities, you would see that information here. So you can see the activities, and you would even see if you're a marketing or a sales director or any kind of a manager, you want to see if the activities are going out, if they're being completed. Here's where you can see if they're still open, if they're active, if they're overdue, if you had due dates on them, or if they're completed. And you can see all of that information within, as well as any marketing lists that have been assigned or any additional campaign activities, including the additional financials that you have associated with it. So everything is going to be tied. You can see we have a lot of information on this main page here, but if I wanted to go more in depth of all of the email templates, all of the sent emails and the activities, and we haven't sent any on this campaign, but all of the activities and detail of it, oh, I left my campaign. We can see all of that within the ribbon. The ribbon is going to house all of our activities as well as the statistics as well, so that we can see those page views, those posted forms, and everything within. So there's a lot of detail and information that you can have in here, as well as building in your dashboard. So this is a campaign demo dashboard that I had created. Might have a campaign automation set up to go through our ebooks, which was one of our examples to sign up for. But what we're showing here is all of our visits in the last month to our ebook landing page or our web page that is housing the ebook. So these are all the visits, regardless of what drove them to which activity drove them to the website. These are all of the visits. On the right-hand side here, we can actually see what referring type. Was it an email, direct traffic, or social, search engine? We can see what it was that drove it. Down below, we can see what our leads were created from it. So on our landing page, we had a form. Fill out this form to receive your ebook. Everyone that filled out that form became a lead, and we can see here month over month the leads. And then down below, we can see our opportunities and the revenue. So in one shot, all in real time, because all the data is going to come into CRM in real time, we can see the ROI of a campaign. This could be a specific campaign. It could be a campaign versus campaign. So you could have different charts here for different campaigns, or it could be a month over month. So you might want to see, you know, how this campaign is doing today versus last week. So it doesn't have to be just an all-around real time. There's a lot of options in how you want to view this data and use this information. Another way is really using it for your sales team so that they can use it. This is a much more kind of high level, it's more detailed, but we can see here these are activities. So your sales team can see the activities, what they're doing, what's driving them to the website, what they're viewing on the website, all of this information, the duration of time, all of this information we can see and we can bring in. This is a lot of really good data and information for building out your drip campaigns. If I wanted to build out a campaign, what I can do is view all of my contacts and what they're doing on the website and see if I can drive them a different way to specific products if they're all over, all of this information. I can bring this detail in across the board. So a lot of information, a lot of things that you can do with it, a lot of activities all around for using it both internal and external. I can tell you our team uses it extensively internal to make sure that all of our internal communications are getting out to everyone and they're getting viewed. It's actually a very popular activity now, as a lot of companies are coming to us specifically to use ClickDimensions for internal, just because of that you know, capability of seeing who's using or who's viewing the emails that are getting sent out internally, and are they actioning on them as they need to. So to kind of go back to my slides here, just final thoughts. Campaign automation can be a game changer across many different departments in your organization. Marketing automation is not just for marketing. Everyone can use it. As you can see, internal, external, training, all across the board, everyone is using campaign automation to really make your lives a lot easier and automate your activities. Automated campaigns can deliver very personalized experience without requiring additional time and resources. All of that information you're using CRM to house your data. You have a lot of information, whether you're capturing their location, their birth dates, their favorite color, their favorite pie, doesn't matter. You can use that within your activities, so that way they're very personalized to each individual person. The key is relevance, timing, messaging, calls to action. They need to be based on the needs of the audience. A lot of people will see emails that they just don't, that they're seeing on a regular basis. They haven't looked at the website, they haven't interacted with that company, and they're just receiving emails randomly that have no relevance whatsoever. It's just going to be to leave it. It's a lot of activity for no ROI. Make sure it's relevant, and you'll get a lot better benefit from it. That is my presentation, and I had hoped to stop at with 15 minutes left, and I actually did. Kind of surprising. So I'm going to push it back to Mark. Any questions or anything that we had come up?
Yeah, we do. Thanks, Tracy. That was great. So I'm going to read through a list of questions here. We have about a half a dozen. Is campaign automation included with my base ClickDimensions license, or is it an add-on?
So we now have two primary packages. It's basic and business. With our licensing. It is not included with the basic. The basic is really focused on just email and subscription management and everything, but with the business package, it is included.
Okay, great. Does ClickDimensions offer training for campaign automation? Looks like there's a lot going on here.
There is a lot of training. And the nice thing is we have a learning portal that will take you step by step with your automation. So from creating your very basic, easy campaign automation, we've got several trainings that we already have set up. And then we also have quite a few that are best practices. The learning portal will take you through a full learning plan, so that way you don't get overwhelmed with all of the different trainings and activities. We've got a lot of information on our help site, and we've got one-pagers that'll help you along. The learning plan is great and fantastic. That will walk you through each area so you don't get overwhelmed with it.
Can we look at that clickback data on a contact or lead record as opposed to a dashboard?
Yes, so all of the information that is located on in the dashboard, in the campaign, in the email send, all of this information, it's also all tied to your individual contact records as well. So you can see these are all of the emails that have been sent to myself. You can see my opens, my clicks, and everything. This is every single email. Same goes with that web tracking, with your visits, your page views, any posted forms. Every detail that we tracked in the campaign, the automation, the email, the forms, all of that, it's all tracked on the individual contact record as well.
We're using Power BI. Can the ClickDimensions data be exported to Power BI?
ClickDimensions has a Power BI pack already available that you can bring. There's data that's automatically pushed to it, but you can you can export any of the data into Power BI to create your custom reports as well.
What's the onboarding process look like?
So onboarding process with ClickDimensions, we have multiple options that you can have. Our basic onboarding package is, I believe it's 30 days or 60 days. It's 30 days. And they go through all of the help site. They go through training. They go through support. They go through your first couple of emails, through a full campaign, making sure that you can create an email, send it out, and you can review the statistics and see your reports, as well as building out your first campaign automation. The next level or the next step up of onboarding is actually more in-depth. They'll help you create several emails. They'll help you get everything up on your website with landing pages, creating a subscription management page, campaign automation, landing pages, as well as even a contact us form for your website as well.
Okay, how do you deal with false clicks that occur from auto spam checkers?
False. So personally, I don't know. I'll have to check and see. Our internal team really tracks all of the spam and that information with the deliverability and the information coming in. But it's a good question. I'll definitely check on it.
All right, and we'll follow up. We'll follow up with that attendee with that answer. Last question: how do I get a demo of ClickDimensions and review the other features?
Reach out to us. As Mark had said, that you will receive an email tomorrow with the recording and information. All of my contact information, we'll get that out to you. So you can reach out to Mark or myself directly, and I'm always willing to do a demo, or we can get you set up with the right person for your region or your area, depending on your location, to go through a full demo that's more tailored to you and your business and what you want to see.
Is the ClickDimensions license a user-based license?
It is a consumption-based license. So because it is a native solution to CRM, all internal users, anyone that has access to CRM will automatically have access to ClickDimensions. So it's unlimited users. And then you will limit that based on rights and permission. So you can limit it down to as much as you need to. And the email or the pricing is based on email sends a year. So the number of emails that you send out annually.
All right, well, those are the questions. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Again, you'll receive that email in about 24 hours, so you'll be able to review a recording of today's presentation, share it with a colleague, whatever you want to do. Our contact information will be embedded in there, so if you have a request, you need a demo, you have questions, we'll be happy to help out. So, thank you all for attending. We're going to give you back the rest of this 60 minutes period, and have a great day. Thanks so much. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.